Whew. Hi guys. I just finished watching the second episode of season 8 of The Walking Dead. And I'm almost at a loss for words. Almost, because I have so much to say about tonight's episode. This was so good and so shocking. Okay, before I go on and I reveal something to somebody who may or may not be caught up on the episode, if you're not caught up on The Walking Dead, especially this episode, do not keep watching or listening, as I will be going into giant spoiler details. Again, I emphasize, especially for this video, do not keep watching or listening if you are not caught up on The Walking Dead, at least by this episode. You have been warned. That being said, oh my god! That was so crazy! That was insane. Also shot my theory to shit for the crossover with Fear the Walking Dead. But I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, this episode, tonight, might just be one of my new favorite episodes of the series. And I hate to say it, but I think I enjoyed this episode a lot more than I enjoyed the season premiere. Don't get me wrong. I really, really, really liked the season premiere. But I felt like this episode really threw in a lot of punches, a lot of positive and kind of negative gut punches. But there was just so much going on, and then they drop this bombshell on us, and you're like, "What the fuck, man?" Oh man, it was just so damn good, so exciting, so satisfying. You know, what this episode did is that this episode was exactly what I was hoping it to be. This was the episode where we see multiple assaults carried out simultaneously on multiple different savior outposts by different groups of our characters, and that is exactly what they did. And that's what they did in this episode, and I loved every minute of it. In fact, this might be a short review because they're going to be replaying it on the AMC again later in just an hour or so. So I'm going to try to wrap this up and upload this so I can watch it again, so I don't have to be distracted while I'm trying to upload this and watch it. But oh my god, this was such a great episode. You know what? I absolutely loved Ezekiel in this episode, him and Jerry. Like when he asks what befell this creature, and Jerry gives him a look like, "Me, boss," because he took an axe to it. He's like, "I mean before you." Oh my god, that was funny. It was so damn funny. Oh man, it was so great. I mean, and then the opening scene alone got me excited, because what I was hoping to see in this episode was that the opening scene would be, and this is exactly what they gave us, we see a bunch of saviors getting ready for a fight at their outpost, and they're arming themselves to the teeth, and one of them tries to radio another, and they start to get worried, like, "Hey, where are you at? How come, where are you? Like, how come you're not saying anything?" And before they know it, they are under a firestorm of gun bullets. They're riddled with gunfire, and our characters arrive, and they just start opening fire on them, and they just make them scatter like bugs, and it was immensely satisfying to watch. You know, most of last season was pretty bleak, and it was very bullied in a sense that our characters and the viewers, I think, felt like we were being bullied by Negan and the Saviors. And this season, this episode has proven to me that it's all about fighting back and kicking ass. And that's exactly what the opening of this episode did. When the Allied forces arrived, pulled up with their armored cars and started shooting at the saviors, I was like, yes, thank you. That's exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a savior outpost come under attack, and that is exactly what we got in this episode. And, you know, keep in mind, this was a fairly positive, exciting episode, but it did have its share of darker moments. Like, for example, Francine was mortally wounded. Now, we didn't see her die, but it looks like she took a gunshot right to the heart, so we probably lost Francine, which was too bad because, you know, they gave her some pretty action-packed, exciting screen time right before she got blown away. And now there's Eric to worry about, Aaron's boyfriend. It looks like he took a bullet to the gut, and he's going to be bleeding internally. Now, whether or not he'll live to the next episode remains to be seen, but he's most likely going to die, which is too bad because, you know, he had also had some awesome screen time in this episode. In fact, that's what I really liked about this episode, is that they gave multiple secondary characters like oh God, what's his name? David, Tobin, and Eric and Francine, all from Alexandria. All those guys got some awesome, exciting screen time where they're all shooting machine guns at saviors, and that was awesome. And they had quick little bits of dialogue between Aaron back and forth, back and forth. And then we saw the awesome execution of the plan to kill the saviors at the satellite station. And you would think with the last time they came under attack by our heroes that they would have beefed up security, but apparently not. And then there's also I also loved Ezekiel giving commands to his man right after they get up and the dust settles from the little a dust grenade or dirt grenade, whatever you want to call it, and he gives orders how to head back to their allies, let Shiva out of her cage if they haven't done so already, and all this other crap. And he's giving orders, and he's super confident, and he's smiling and chuckling, and his confidence and enthusiasm was infectious, because that's exactly how I was feeling throughout the entire episode. And of course, we got to see an awesome Shiva kill towards the end of the episode, where we see a savior running, and then Shiva takes him down, and I was like, yes, thank you, more Shiva time, yay! Oh, it was exciting. But like I said, it had its darker moments. We lost a couple of our characters, and some of our characters took losses, and the plan was going accordingly until, Rick killed a guy. Oh, and you can tell this really bothered him too. Because Rick, is a murderer, but unlike Negan, he feels things. And you could tell just how hard it hit him when he realized that when the guy yelled out Gracie, he was talking about his baby infant girl in the next room. So now Rick just orphaned this innocent little baby. And it was just, that was pretty hard. That reveal was pretty hard to watch. And you're like, oh. And then, of course, speaking of reveals, the biggest reveal of all, and I immediately started to think, oh my God, is that him? Spoiler alert, by the way. As soon as we saw the sideburns, I thought, is that going to be Morales? Morales, whom we haven't seen since Season 1. Season 1, you guys. The last time we saw this character was when he and his family decided to leave the group after the attack in the camp, after they buried their dead. He and his family said they were going to head for Birmingham, Alabama, and Shane and Rick gave them a gun and some bullets and sent them on their way. And that's the last we've seen of Morales or his family. Until now. Morales apparently is a savior, and who should he find himself face to face with at gunpoint nonetheless but Rick. And I think Rick was just as shocked as all the viewers, because we were all like, what the fuck? And for once, this was a giant what the WTF moment in the history of this show that wasn't a shocking major character death, or like a shocking, unexpected death, or like maybe like a big zombie horde scene or something. But this was a what the fuck moment character reveal. And I was just like, and my mind is still melting from it. I'm just like, I'm like, oh my God, who knew? Who the hell knew that he would be back? And of course, this entirely shoots my theory down to shit. Although maybe it could still happen, because when they announced the Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead crossover, I immediately suspected, oh, maybe it'll be Morales and his family, and because they'll encounter Madison and whoever's left of her group, because she decides to go back to her hometown of Birmingham, Alabama, or maybe just back to the state of Alabama where she's from, and she crosses paths with Morales and his family. That could still happen. However, it seems unlikely, because apparently Morales is back on The Walking Dead. I was just like, oh man, and I'm still in shock from it. I mean, this was such an exciting, action-packed episode where we see multiple bands of our allied forces taking on multiple different savior outposts. Morgan going on a solo killing rampage was so badass and so cool, and I loved how he was having these echoing flashbacks and thoughts of how he's trying not to kill and Rick's telling him they have to kill. It's going back and forth in his head as he's gunning all these saviors down. That was really well done. That was awesome. Oh man, this was such a good episode. In fact, I'm going to stop talking now so I can quickly get this uploaded and watch it again when it comes back on at AMC, because this was an episode worth rewatching. Granted, I think every episode of The Walking Dead is, or at least most of them, but definitely this one, because so much was going on, so much to take in. It was just so goddamn exciting, positive, and confident. It's just, you know, clearly you could still feel my enthusiasm for it. So, what did you guys think of this episode? Did you like it, love it, hate it? Please tell me you loved it. Leave your thoughts, opinions, and your feedback down below in the comments section. I'd love to hear from everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for another Walking Dead review here on the EdWord. The Walking Dead premieres new episodes every Sunday night on AMC. Don't miss it. And thanks again for watching. Stay subscribed for more episode reviews like this one. Have a great rest of the night. I'm talking really fast because I want to get this uploaded and watch the episode again. All right, guys, have a great night. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.